Hey guys, welcome to our UEFA Finest Flashbacks break. Then after this, we have another National Treasures break. Let's get into it. They came in these sealed mini cases, which was interesting. Let's get into it. Let me know in the chat what you're looking for. Please, big Javi, please. Okay, Peter. Let's see if we can get some Gavi. I'll put one of these at a time. Susic. Okay. Are you all in the NT? Just getting set up here. Sorry. Are you all in the NT break? Right after, or not right after? I think it's like 7:30. Are you guys in that too? This is cool. Here's the All-Stars Vinny. Is this like numbered or just like a big card? Look at this. Like they like put this on the bottom to like make you think it's all stacked with packs, but like it's not actually. This is the whole box. Good luck to everybody. I'm just going to, unless somebody has an objection, I'm just going to skip the base. I'll show you maybe like if there's the rookies, or I assume we'll get the numbered cards. So here's an Anthony Alanga rookie. Let me flip this around. We got 13 days until I think the first World Cup game. Sadio Mane. Here is a Benzema. Here's a green Benzema. Nice hit there. We have ourselves a, I assume this is numbered, a gold Jonathan David. It is. Nice hit. Number to 50. Nice hit for the Jonathan David spot. Hopefully Alphonso Davies will be back for the World Cup. He was Henrik Larsson, Dirk Kuyt. Looked like he had a hamstring problem, but I think he said he's going to play. I don't know if he's actually going to play through it, but here's a Pedri. We have a KDB, Jonathan David rookie, Lewandowski. These packs open so nicely. Sergio Ramos, Di Matteo, Bruno, Yarmolenko, Xavi. Tony Martinez, Kante, Danjuma, Mason Mount, Salzbazai. Josko Gvardiol, Balde, Pau Torres, Malin, Isco. Bonucci, Fernando Torres. Here is a Renan Lodi. This is number to 50 as well. Nice hit for the Renan Lodi spot. Witsel Blanco. Hendo, Mbappe, Kudus, Nuno Mendes, Giroud. Oh, the camera's a little out of focus. Let me fix that. Ederson, Alphonso Davies, Sandra, Eric Cantona, Delic. Julian Brandt, Casemiro, Darami, Harvey Elliott, Vale. Gini Wijnaldum, the grandson, the third generation Maldini, Hannibal, Barella, Lamella. Gravenberg, Chiellini, Xabi Alonso, Stevie G, Weah. Mbimbe, Stanasic. This is nice. Here's a Lautaro auto. Nice hit for the Lautaro spot. He has the worst autograph that I've seen. Just so bad. Is it numbered? Number 275. Nice hit there for the Lautaro Martinez spot. You got a nice auto. Here's a Neymar and a Chiesa. Nameka, Garcia, Lacroix, Pogba, Joao Felix. Noah Lang, Sheshko, Abdi, Lautaro, Baresi. Any Ederson? Nothing Ederson yet. Renan Lodi, David Alba, Gonzalez, Jorginho, and Kunku. Kuna, Marcelo, Giorena, Toni Kroos, Haller. Last pack in this box. De Catalare, Aronson, Frankie de Jong, Hakimi, Paolo Maldini. We have a Marco Verratti, just a jumbo card. Darwin Nunez, Diogo Jota, Anthony Icardi Zapata. Modric, Raheem Sterling, Kai Havertz, Conceição, Moise Kean. Iniesta, Trent, Lampard, Bernardo, Onana. You can tell this product was printed a fair bit ago. Nunez still in a Benfica jersey, Onana still in a Lille jersey. Lamar, Carlos. Here's a rookie of Susic. Morata, Gonzalo Ramos. Christian Pulisic, Tyler Adams. Here's a black Dybala. Is this a 1-1? No. Black in this thing is a out of 25. Nice hit for the Paulo Dybala spot. Unfortunately, he is, I think, out for the World Cup. Bad injury. Sven Botman, Jack Grealish. What's your thoughts on Champions League draw today? PSG Bayern will be fun. Oh, what's my thoughts are the fact that it's completely, totally rigged. If you didn't think it was rigged before, this one's definitely rigged. We draw Real Madrid for the 7 billionth time. Of course, we draw Real Madrid again in the round of 16, which I know we had a 40% chance, but still. And then PSG Bayern, PSG, to be fair, always get hard draws when you think about it over the years, but City have such an easy path to the final. I didn't check their odds, but I assume the fact that 50%, 2 of the 5 teams that have that are the European giants are out, which significantly increases City's odds depending on which side of the bracket they end up on. We'll know for the quarters, but significantly helps City's odds. They should still bottle it, but PSG Bayern will be a fun game. Liverpool Madrid will be a fun game. Both over 2 legs. I think it's different, but it's pretty crazy. We have 2 semi-final matchups in the round of 16. Could be brutal break if Lautaro was the auto. 1 auto per case. Oh wow, I didn't know that. We got a second case though, so it's so rigged. And even in Europa League, of course, Barca draw United in the round of 32. I had money on Bayern to win the Champions League and Argentina to win the World Cup as a double bet. That must pay very well. I assume that parlay pays very well. But Argentina is definitely my dark horse for the World Cup. They're not my favorites. I think Brazil, then I'd say France, then I'd say Argentina. England should be higher. They have a good team, but Southgate tax is real, so not Southgate, but Bayern winning the Champions League, I think it's just going to... I don't know, to be honest, I don't know what the Champions League is going to look like, because keep in mind, the round of 16 is being played. I think the first leg is like the second week of February, then the second leg is the second week of March. Like, you're talking about games in 3 months from now, 4 months from now. Like, I have no idea. We have no idea what kind of form or what injuries any of these teams will have. So, like, I have no idea what it'll look like, but Bayern don't look as good as they have in the past. Obviously, losing Lewandowski, but with two of the two of the 5 major teams going out of the round of 16, definitely helps their odds. Depends on what side of the bracket they end up on, if they advance. $400 for $10 yeah, I thought the odds would be crazy. Like, I really could not tell you who wins the Champions League because of what I just said. No idea what the teams are going to look like. No idea what the injuries are going to be like. No idea what the squad. With no idea what the injury. No idea what what form teams will be on. You don't know what the impact the World Cup will have. This is nice. Here's a Lukita out of 50. That's nice. Nice hit there for the Modric spot. Gotta find a way to ship those. That'll be interesting, but. We don't even know how many players are going to return back injured during the World Cup, because after playing a ridiculous season this season, a ridiculous season last season, they're now going to go play their hearts out in Qatar for the World Cup. Like, injury risk is going to be ridiculous, in that heat also. Of course, City have yet another, relatively easy, draw, as they always do. Benzema. I'd also imagine that a lot of teams are going to try and get something in the January window, but at the same time, I think teams are going to be asking absurd fees for players in January, because every team needs depth, has injuries, needs something, especially this year. These packs really don't open nicely. Mecca, Timothy Weah, Chiesa. Eric Garcia, Joao Felix, Lautaro Martinez, Baresi, I mean, I don't know if any of you saw the only squad that got announced today was Brazil, which was very interesting. Some of Tite's choices were very interesting, but he always does the same thing. Tite always takes 2 or 3 random Brazilians from the Brazilian league that no one's ever heard of for no apparent reason. Firmino didn't get a call-up, which I'm not complaining, because it's not like I need more of my players to go to play more games, but on form, he should definitely have gotten a call-up. Lewandowski, Schmeichel. But the thing is, Jesus got a call-up, and they're virtually the same player. They're identical players. Jesus and Firmino. So Cavani, Griezmann, Royce. I think it's the first Royce we've gotten. Depay. Why does it feel like Gavi is hard to see in this product? Knowing tops, he could be like, he could be harder. It could be harder to hit. I really am struggling with opening these packs. Wow. Dembele, Vinny, Joshua Kimmich, Rakitic. Gino Wijnaldum, Barella, Lamela, Jorginho. Hannibal, Renan Lodi. Here's a Curtis Jones. Is this number to anything? Out of 35. Nice hit there for the Curtis Jones spot. And Nkunku, Giorena. David Alba, Cunha, Marcelo, Kroos, Haller. I can't wait till the England squad gets announced and there's absolute outroar on Twitter. It'll be so funny when Southgate ends up taking Dyer, Maguire, like Harry Winks will sneak his way into the lineup, into the squad. Something like always those random players that are so bad, but it's Southgate tax. Yeah, no, it's A right. Here's a Cristiano hit. I mean, to be fair, a bunch of them are injured. So like I don't know how many but he's still gonna take Walker, even though I think Walker may be fit, but it's a race to be fit. Reece James is the same. I think Trippier will end up starting on the right, and then probably Shaw on the left, which shows you the strength of England's backline. It'll be like England's backline could quite literally consist of Shaw on the left, based on current injuries, Dyer, Maguire, Tomori, if Southgate actually will accept that players outside England are actually good. But let's say he does. Here's a Haaland hit. Let's say he does. So you're going to have Dyer, Maguire, Tomori, and then Trippier. Like, that is conceding 4 goals a game. Ferran Torres, Ibra, Donnarumma, Correa, Suso. Cancelo, Tonali, Coman, Seavald, Curtis Jones. Allison, here's a Messi. Let's leave that up. I'll go through the rest. Nothing there. Thorgan Hazard, Valverde, Gonzalez, Dybala, Drogba. Kenneth Taylor, Marquinhos, Kalulu, Muriel. Wow, this is so bad. Romero, Rudiger, Adeyemi, Ansu, Omar Richards. Trent, Lampard, Onana, Salah, Cole Palmer. Jude Bastoni. Here is a Hannibal, numbered out of 50, I think. Let's see. To the back. Numbered out of 50. We have a Hannibal, numbered 46. Yep. Diogo Jota, Modric, Icardi, Zapata, Conceição. Sterling, Kai Havertz, Iniesta, Keane, Paulo Bernardo. Paul Scholes, Lamar, Rafa Varane, Zola, Susic. Carlos, Pulisic, Morata, Gonzalo Ramos, Sven Botman. There's actually a lot of news today. Brazil squad, Champions League, FSG are selling Liverpool. There was a lot of big news today. Tyler Adams. Here you go. I don't know, Peter, I think it was. Looking for Gavi. Put that over there. Moreno, Jack Grealish, Liam Delap. Gnabry, Nunez, Richards, Lukaku, Anthony. Alphonso Davies. Josko Gvardiol, Balde, Pau Torres, Salzbazai, Malin. Bonucci, Fernando Torres, Hendo, Witzel, Isco. Mbappe, Ederson, Kudus, Blanco, Nuno Mendes. Vlahovic, Verratti, Haaland, Dzeko, Bruno. Bergius, Sergio Ramos, Goretzka, Yarmachuk, Xavi. These packs are like such bad quality. Roberto Di Matteo, Tony Martinez, Kante, Danjuma, Mount. Marcus Rashford, Neuer, Draxler, Timber, Donna. Nemeka, Ferran Torres. Here is a Vranicek, numbered to 25. Nice hit. Correa, Suso. Zlatan, Cancelo, Tonali, Coman, Seavold. Allison, Messi, Chris Jones, Adamu, Taki, Minamino. Jorge Luis Diaz, Zane, Ronaldo, Diaz. Rafa Silva, Riyad Mahrez, Busquets, Foden, Mags. Kai Havertz, Iniesta, Zapata, Moise Kean, Bernardo. Trent, Lampard, Onana, Salah, Palmer. Jude Bellingham, Bastoni, Romero, Camavinga. Rudiger, Adiemi, Ansu, Gonzalez. Thorgan Hazard, Fede Valverde, Richards, Dybala, Drogba. Kenneth Taylor, Marquinhos, Kalulu, Muriel. Here's a Zlatan. Yeah, probably just bad tops correlation, which does not surprise me. Kuna, Marcelo, Vinny, Tony, Haller. De Catalare, Brennan Aronson, Hakimi, Maldini, Alanga. Frankie de Jong, Yeremy Pino, Musiala, Larson, Weston McKennie. Kaki, Sadio Mane, Dirk Kuyt, KDB, Jonathan David. Karim, Ladigi. Here is a Roberto Carlos. This is nice. Number 235. Nice hit for the Roberto Carlos spot. Peter Schmeichel. Pedri, Cavani, Griezmann, Royce, Pirlo. Dembele, Vinny, Depay, Skriniar, Rakitic. Joshua Kimmich, Braganza, Dest, Angelino, Trevor Chalobah. Vranicek, Timo Werner, Rebiger, Mukoku, Guterres. Casemiro, Darami, Baresi, Elliott, Harvey Vale. Gini Wijnaldum, Maldini, Lamela, Barella, Jorginho. Hannibal, Lodi, Alba, and Kunku, Giorena. Jan Oblak, Iker Casillas, Pepe, Teo Hernandez. Rafael Leao, Paul Scholes, Varane, Susic, Zola, Rafa Varane, Lamar, Carlos Pulisic, Ramos Morata, Tyler Adams, Gavi, Gnabry, Botman, Jack Grealish, Moreno, Nunez, Jota, Delap, Lukaku, Modric, Sterling, Anthony, Icardi, Conceição. Let's get the next case going. Give me a sec here. Here is a Lautaro Martinez. There was two, I think, Peter. 2 or 3, wasn't there? Sergio Busquets, Dusan Vlahovic, Verratti, Lewandowski, Schmeichel. Vergies, Ramos, Royce, Pirlo, Depay. Di Matteo, Martinez. For sure I saw one more. Here's another one. Malin, Isco, Witzel. Moreno, Gnabry, Blanco, Kudus, Mendes. Hopefully, these packs are the worst packs I've opened from any product. They're so difficult. Nunez, Jota, Modric, Giroud, Cantona. The worst quality. Like Sterling, Kai Havertz. Here's your autograph. I don't know if it's that much better than Lautaro Martinez in my opinion, but it is numbered to 15. So the numbering is most definitely better. The player is seriously questionable. But it is a nice hit for the Jack Grealish spot. So congratulations to Jack Grealish spot owner. Delic Xabi Alonso. Yeah, I said my thoughts exactly. It's a gold auto, but the player being better is questionable. Iniesta, Trent, Gerrard, Neymar, Weah. Lampard, Jude, Bastoni, Chiesa, Pogba. Zlatan, Cancelo, Tonali, Haller, Hakimi. Romero, Rudiger, Felix, Abdi, Lautaro. Ali, Messi. Here is a gold Miranchuk from Atalanta, number 250. Nice hit there. Maldini, Alanga. Supposedly Toss Feeding and operates the same factory in the States. Is this true? Have you heard the same? It depends on the product. It depends on the product. I like some products. Panini and Topps use the same factory. Upper Deck for other products, like for Series 1 and stuff, uses a different factory in a different country. So it depends on the product. We got a KDB here, Jonathan David. Kalulu, Rashford, Lamella, Jorginho, and Cuckoo. As a City fan, I've never met a City fan before. Are you are you Mancunian or are you just like picked up City later? I've never met like an actual City fan. I'm convinced that they're just sent stipends in the mail for fanship. But yes, Grealish is the worst. Yeah, Grealish is really bad. Like, what a scam that was. 100 million for Jack Grealish. Wow. Like, that's like, yes, there's English tax involved in that. Yes, there's English tax involved in that, but like, yeah, it's massive scam. I'm just playing with you, Renee. Just a little banter, but I actually haven't met one. Like, I've seen like phone ball on Twitter, but like never met one or spoken to one really. Here's a Muriel out of 35. Yeah, those shin pads, Grealish said, oh, fair play. So are you Mancunian or are you like American? You've been following them for a while. Like, you're actually from Manchester? Fair play. Noah Lang, Sheshko, Julian Brandt, Bernardo, Onana. No, City's, but yeah, Grealish is a really bad. Was like so bad. I at the risk of repeating myself, 100 million for him. Like, wow, 100 million for him. That's like terrible. He's so bad. Like, I was just yesterday. Yeah, just yesterday I was watching the City game, and like he's just like trying to pass around. Like Pep has him making all these like short passes, just constant. Like he spams a pass. Like he's just a robot in Pep's system, and like just loses possession so easily, gets fouled, and like loses possession, passes the ball away. Just like he looked very good for Villa, but it's just a classic example of those players that like clearly just could not take the step up. Like, it's so different when like the system at Villa was clearly built around him. He was the center of that system. At City, he's just a cog in the he's just a cog in the system. He becomes a system player there. Like, Pep has like Pep's tactics like have a lot of his players just like on strings. Like, they just like spam the same actions, like pass. But there's only like a couple that like really have license to do what they want. Like, I'd say KDB, Bernardo Silva, they have a license to really do what they want on the pitch, but the rest of them is like the same actions. I'd say Grealish is the worst signing City have made in a while. Like, Sterling was bad, but at least Sterling, like, just by virtue of like creating so many chances, would eventually finish them and like get goals. Like, Grealish is just bad. Can't wait for next year's product as my team will be in them. Who's your team, Sean? Oh, is this like Arsenal? And like you're like already calling it that Arsenal's making top 4? Is that, or winning the league maybe? Is that what this is going? I'm gonna say in like the Pep era. Wilfred Boney was terrible, yes, but like I'm gonna say in the Pep era, I'd say Grealish is one of the worst signings. And like, say what you want about Pep, he definitely has his weaknesses, but the guy usually doesn't get scammed on transfers. Like, he usually he signs players that I don't necessarily think are good, but they're good in Pep's system. Grealish is actually bad. Like, I don't think Ruben Diaz is a good center half, but he's good in Pep's system. He doesn't really get this because I don't think he gets scammed constantly on players. I just think that there's players that I don't think are good. Like I said, Ruben Diaz. If you played Ruben Diaz in Liverpool system, he would be discard because Ruben Diaz could not play a high line. At times, prone to mistakes. Can't play a high line. Isn't very good on his back foot. But in City's system, possession doesn't get countered as often. Isn't on the back foot because they're maintaining possession most of the game. Diaz looks like all right. Gundogan, I think, is one of the best signings City made, and I guess at least in the Pep era. Gundogan's a really good player. Diaz sucks. I agree. Diaz sucks, but he looks playable in the City. He looks playable in the City team because they don't get dispossessed much. They maintain possession. He got exposed in the Champions League by Madrid. Whenever you have a team, whenever they end up playing a team, which just coincidentally ends up happening in the Champions League because they don't really get exposed that often in the league. When you're playing Southampton, like they're not really gonna press City very much. But when like in the Champions League, when like Madrid was pressing City's back line, or countering long balls, Diaz was terrible. It was really bad. Poor decision making, isn't very athletic. But remember, for Pep, as good as Pep is, that's a weakness for Pep. It's not a weakness, but that's he doesn't care. They can be City. Most of City center backs are bad. They're just really good in Pep's system at the possession BS. Akanji, really, really, really bad center back. Was terrible at Dortmund. Oh my God, was awful. But if you take him away from a high line system, like when you're playing a high defensive line, so you're not exposed on the counter as much, not having to do as much running, not on the back foot, maintaining possession, versus most of the teams you play don't really pressure you, Akanji all of a sudden looks like a decent center half. But you put him in Liverpool system who play a high line, like a 2-back also. It's a high line with a 2-back, but he'd be exposed. Pep does, for everything Pep is really good at, he's also, really bad at it, you know what I mean? He's a really good manager, but, he has, a lot of, there's a lot of weaknesses, I'd say. He's a bottler, overthinks things way too much, in his own head a lot, when City's, when City's, system doesn't work, instead of changing it, it's just, he doesn't change it. It's just continues spamming the same actions until eventually the opposition gives up. His 4-3 out of possession, 3-3 is revolutionary. I mean, Cancelo. Well, this season Klopp has been forced to change because Liverpool haven't been playing so well. Klopp traditionally plays a 4-3 that turns into a 5, it turns into essentially in attack. You both of the wing backs up, the entire front 3, 2 midfielders, and 2 center halves in the back, and then one of the DMs will slide in to make a 3-back if Liverpool is being pressured. But he's been forced to change. Liverpool have been playing a lot of 4-4-2, a little bit of 4-2-3-1. Lindelof wouldn't even look soft on City. I mean, if Akanji looks playable for City, Victor Lindelof can look playable for City. Akanji was so bad at Dortmund, like really, really bad. Okay, you can't blame Klopp for destroying the season. That is totally 100% down to FSG. Look at City, for example. City, whether they win, lose, or draw, make improvements to the squad. Like, they're improvements, they're precautionary improvements that are made they're made before the player goes bad. They don't wait. They don't wait until they get every last dollar out of the player and then replace them. City preemptively replace players constantly. They don't let players play every last day out. FSG do that. That's why you have Henderson, who looks terrible. Fabinho, I think, is just out of form, but looks really bad. I don't think he's declining. Harvey Elliott just isn't an 8. He's being forced to play defensive, being forced to do a lot of defensive stuff on the defense when he's not really that. Milner should never be seeing the pitch. But that's all on FSG. It'll be interesting to see who the new owners end up being. But the biggest criticism I have of Klopp is, if I had to critique Klopp, the only thing that I can seriously critique that I think is his biggest flaw is he's too loyal to players. He's too loyal to players. This whole Naby Keita BS, he should have been gone 3 years ago. But Klopp is so loyal to players that he doesn't want to see them fail and keeps them way too long. That's the biggest critique I have. Other than that, he's amazing. He's taken some very marginal players and made them look world class. Jordan Henderson has never been a good footballer ever. He's not talented. He's a system player. But Klopp for years made him look like a usable player. Yeah, no, Klopp for sure makes excuses because the problem is he doesn't get the backing that other clubs do. So what is he gonna say? It was clear that Klopp wanted a midfielder in the summer, and FSG weren't so keen on it, so they last minute panic sign Arthur, which he'll never play. City constantly is preemptively replacing players, so you don't see the downfall. Oh, for sure, no. FSG's ownership is not bad at all. It's not bad at all, but it's definitely worse. We could have the Glazers. Liverpool's a very well-run club, no debt. The scouting, the Moneyball approach worked for years. We have an excellent scouting system. Michael Edwards was an excellent sporting director. Julian Ward has been very good so far. Put the right people in place. A lot of things. The only done great things off the pitch. Redeveloped Kirkby. A lot redeveloped Anfield. I think the part of the stand they're redeveloping. There's a lot of setup. This setup 35, by the way, I forgot to say. A lot of good things that FSG have done. The major critique I have for FSG is that they're unwilling or cannot afford to keep up with the investment that is required to own a team of Liverpool's ambitions or to sustain the level that Liverpool have been competing at. That is the issue I have with FSG. Glad he kept Simicast instead of taking him out on loan. Oh, but it was just because Robertson was playing way too many minutes, just like Trent is now. Eventually, we saw Ramsey play a couple minutes in the Champions League. It was, but those are his first minutes of the season. Trent plays way too many minutes. So that's partially why he's out of form, partially just the system, but plays way too many minutes. Speaking of Harvey Elliott, there's not a single manager in the world that I would take over Jurgen Klopp. Literally nobody. That guy's been punching above his weight for years. I mean, like, yeah, like Liverpool haven't signed a midfielder since winning the Champions League. Oh, sorry, we signed one since winning the Champions League, Thiago. And we won the Champions League 4 years ago. Like, City have signed like 10 by now. It's preventative signings. We don't do preventative signings. We wait till the player is dead to sign somebody. Which is why we're in this problem. Like it would be the Firmino this summer will be the test. Bobby Firmino's contract's up. I assume we don't renew him. He needs to be replaced. But just like we didn't replace Gini Wijnaldum, which was a terrible idea that we let Wijnaldum go and didn't replace him. Let's see if they learn from their mistakes with Firmino. And I just love the brand of football that Klopp plays. Like, not interested in Conte's terror ball. Like, no thank you. He's also won everything you can win at club level with Liverpool. Like, there's zero, like as a whole, there's nobody I'd rather have. England players like Origi and Minamino go for pennies when he hurts. Minamino, their best ones. Like, I don't think Minamino was ever going to start. I think he was always going to be one of those cup players. And I'm fine with Origi and Minamino leaving. But nobody really replaced him. Nobody really replaced them. Like, Fabio Carvalho, Elliott, those were the replacements? No, he's not. He's injured till January. February? He's never going to play for Liverpool. He will not play a minute for Liverpool. I don't think so. He was injured for like 6 months, as of 2 months ago, I think. Saying Minamino would be our best player, the motivation is starting to perform only dropped. Oh, for sure. But like, we shouldn't need to be like at a club of Liverpool's level. You should not be needing to go as deep as Minamino and Origi. Like, you should have like better players than that to rotate in the league. Like, look how many players City have to rotate with. Speaking of Liverpool, out of 50, nice hit. Like, we shouldn't be needing to go that deep in the league. Like, Origi and Minamino were mainly for cup games. Like, I would rather, but like having 5, like our depth in attack is fine. We have 5. Like, it's just unfortunate that we have ridiculous injuries right now to Diaz and Jota. But having 5 like starting caliber forwards is fine. Of all the weaknesses or critiques I have of this squad, it's not necessarily the forwards. The lack of midfielder depth and quality is ridiculous, and even at center half, Matip is a part-time hospital patient. Like, we eventually, getting older, we eventually need to replace him. As good as he is when he's fit, he's a hospital patient. Like, Joe Gomez is terrible. We need another center half. What motivation your players have to perform? These guys are Bengals in cup and don't get 5 minutes. Well, like, I to be honest, like the problem is like especially in the last 2 years, like the league has changed. Like, football in total has changed. To be honest, like no longer are subs a thing, if you know what I mean. Subs aren't a thing anymore. You need to have 18 starter level players. With playing a game every 3 days, you need to have 18 starter level players. Subs don't exist anymore. You need to have players that you are comfortable with in any moment, starting potentially big games because of how congested the calendar is. Minamino and Origi are sub level players, if you get what I mean. They're not starting caliber players. Paul Scholes at 25. Nice hit. Nice hit for Man United. Paul Scholes spot. But the same logic applies to the other areas of the pitch. It's the same 11 every week, no matter how. Oh, for sure. I 100% agree with that. Especially this season, I agree with that notion. But what I propose to you is, who would you be playing right now? Ox, who has been injured the entire time. NT is at 7:30, I think. 7, something like that. Who do you play right now? Ox, who's terrible, also injured all the time. Keita, who's a hospital patient. Like, who else are you playing over these starters who are not performing? They need a rest. Or some of them are just done. 100%. 100%. That's what I agree with you. And that comes down to FSG. That I can't blame Klopp for. That's a total FSG problem. It'll be very interesting to see who It'll be very interesting to see who, or if takeover actually happens, who we sell to. City's bench is probably a top 4 team. Like, that's how crazy the disparity is. City's bringing off the bench Gundogan, Aymeric Laporte. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Like, those level players. We're bringing off the bench at the current moment. Milner, Curtis Jones, Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson's starting most games. If he's coming off the bench, it's because he's played too many minutes and the medical team says that he can't play. Foden there. Like, that's the issue. And even with injuries, even without injuries, even if Liverpool didn't have a single injury, you're still bringing, like, Naby Keita off the bench, who, like, has shown brief flashes of being a good player, but, like, just has not been able to put a string of games together because he's always injured. Mbembe, Stanasic, Jack Grealish, Liam Delap, Lukaku. Like, the only reason Liverpool haven't won more in this Klopp era is not because of Klopp. Is because of FSG. For all the good they've done, there's the other side. Like, we could have won more. We still can win more, but like I was talking about the last couple of years, like we could have won more with the right backing. I agree, Klopp is also at fault too, man. You really think Klopp is benching Milner or Henderson or Fabinho? I think, are you talking about the last final? I think that final was like, you can see even in the league, the last two games when we played Wolves and we played Spurs, the last two games, you could see the players were just dead. They were just dead. That's what happens when you play every single game available to you. Why do they play? Why were they that dead? Why did they have to play that many minutes? Because we didn't have that many other options. Like, they played way too many games. They just looked burnt out in that final. And keep in mind, Thibaut Courtois had the game of his life. So that Sadio Mane shot was amazing. Like, should have gone in. Like, Courtois had a really good game. But still. And going back to your previous point, when you say you really think Klopp is benching Milner or Henderson or Fabinho, who is he benching them for, is my point. Who are you bringing on? Curtis Jones? Like, he's not, like that's the problem. If we had proper depth and Klopp was still starting these players who are underperforming, then I would 100% agree with you. But as long as we don't have that, it's very clear that Klopp made it clear he wanted a midfielder. And FSG just decided to go with like a last-minute Arthur loan. This is the other problem. The other problem is, is clearly when Liverpool have a target in mind, they are very set on that target. And if they don't get that target, they wait for their next target. There's no option, there's no plan B. When we lost Tchouaméni to Real Madrid, there was no plan B. It was, okay, we'll wait for Bellingham next year. Like, well, no, why not sign somebody this year and Bellingham next year? They just decided that they weren't going to sign a midfielder because we lost option A. That's ridiculous. You can't get away with that. Yeah, I completely agree. If Klopp had City's backing, we would have for sure won. At least another... We lost the Prem twice by 1 point. That's all down to depth. All down to depth. Goretzka, KDB. Benzema. Lewandowski, Schmeichel. Pedri, Cavani, Griezmann, Royce, Pirlo. Vinny, Depay, Rakitic, Skriniar. Joshua Kimmich, Bragancia. Here's a City player. We have a Kaki out of 50. Nice hit there. Trevor Chalobah, Angelina. Dest, Vranicek, Timo Werner, Mukoku, Gutierrez. How would you feel about having owners like Newcastle come in? I wouldn't even know how I feel. I mean, like, whether anybody wants to admit it or not, to be successful in the sport, you either need oil countries or massive consortiums willing to put in huge money. But usually oil countries really is what you need to be successful. That's how, because there's already ones in the sport, and that's how high the bar has been set. Like, personally, I think that every owner has. Personally, I think that every owner has their skeletons in their closet. American owners the same. So there's different skeletons, but I unfortunately think to be competitive at this level, you need an oil country. Without getting into the morals of that, because I don't all of these people have skeletons in their closet. Nobody's perfect. Some definitely worse than others, but I don't know. Even that's just a hypothetical, because I don't even know who of that nature exists. What? Abu Dhabi already has a club. All the major oil countries already have clubs. Qatar already has a club. What oil country doesn't have a club? PSG is Qatar, City, Abu Dhabi, Newcastle, Saudi Arabia, knocks off the three biggest ones. Here's a Urian Timber. This is numbered to 25. I keep seeing, just I guess by default, because he's in the market for a club, Sir Jim Radcliffe. But to be honest, I don't think he has the. I don't know if he doesn't have the money, but he definitely doesn't have enough money that he can be spending at that level consistently. And it's not even to say that. It's not even to say that. I don't know what to say, but yeah. Pete, no reflection on you, but yeah, I realized these cases were brutal. I tried to spice it up with some conversation. Yeah, because the cases weren't so good, so had to provide entertainment in another avenue. Modric, Sterling, Kai Havertz, Zapata, Conceição. Iniesta, Trent, Lampard, Keane, Bernardo. Last pack. Yes, we are still on track. We are definitely on track. Is NT at 7 or 7:30? Whatever it is, we're definitely on track. The last pack to break. Thanks for discussion. You did not come off argumentative. I've argued with people on Twitter who have been way more argumentative than you. Not at all. Not argumentative in the slightest. I like it. Enjoyed the discussion. Excellent job on the break. Yeah, no, thank you. I really like the discussion. Any autos? Only watch the last 4 boxes. Yeah, let's do a recap. I'll recap these. I'll recap the big cards. Big cards. Here we have Tonali, we have Trent, Griezmann, Gravenberch, Royce, Martinez, Ibra, Davies, Busquets, Modric, Verratti, Vinny. Good stuff. I bought into pretty much every Thiago Silva NT Prism so far. We definitely have more coming. So, that's a good time to tell everybody we have more NT breaks, more Prism breaks. We're going into the World Cup. A lot of footy breaks coming. So, check us out on eBay. Stay tuned. Definitely got more. Here's a Urian Timber, Kaki, Scholes, Modric, Guterres, Muriel, Marinachuk. Here's a Grealish, Carlos, Vranacek, Hannibal. Here's a Messi, a Haaland, a Cristiano, Jones, Dybala, Lautaro Martinez autograph, Renan Lodi autograph, and Jonathan David. That is what I got for you guys. This NT break is at, let's see, when is this NT break? 7:30 is the NT break. So we'll be back in 40 minutes-ish for the NT break. I'll see you guys. Thank you. Great discussion. I don't know if you guys bought into NT break, but I'll see you there. If not, we got other breaks coming. If you like this one, get in on those ones. More Prism, more National Treasures, more footy breaks, wrapping up as we get closer to the World Cup. See you guys.